Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I am here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of One Piece, which is on chapter 981. Now, this chapter right here was actually pretty nice. I mean, we get to see what everybody is doing, and along with like somewhat of that, somewhere towards the ending and that ending. Wow, I never expected to see that one happening after what was done many years ago or many chapters ago. If you guys been keeping up with One Piece from the very start, you will know what I'm talking about. So if anything else, let's just get this started. Nice coloring page or something that Oda did, and looking forward to the other chapters and the ones after that. So we have to it that the chapter opens up with Kid having to attack Apple, and of course, like everybody is surprised to see that another one of the worst generation is here, and he's supposed to be locked up. Even Queen is really upset knowing that Babanuki or something is the one that lied. And Kid, on the other hand, grabs Apple by the neck with his devil fruit powers and said, "How dare you freaking join our alliance and make it a ploy? You will work with Cairo the whole time as an informant. What the hell is wrong with you?" And we have to it that Apple tells Kid, "You really think I'd team up with you to take down one of the four emperors or something? Open your eyes, dude. Pirate alliances don't have happy endings, and I thought they'd kill you by now." And Apple ends up using his devil fruit abilities to attack Kid, and we see to it that that everybody gets ready to go for the kill, knowing that Queen says you could go ahead and kill them. And we see to it that everybody has to pull out. Even Killer's like, "We gotta get the hell out of here right now." But unfortunately, someone ends up making the attack, apparently, and it's someone of a giant and uses a big old mace. And we see to it that he is the number's hot chow or something. And we see to it that everybody targets Kid and everyone makes their escape, and Luffy's like, "We gotta get the heck out of here right now." And of course, Luffy blames Kid for making a huge mess, and Roronoa's like, "Dude, you're the one to talk, Luffy." And Kid's like, "Excuse me, that's rich coming from you." And even Kid's like, "Man, you guys are so damn ridiculous." And we have to it that Apple ends up making another attack, but before things could get any ugly, Killer tells everybody to cover their ears, and they did. And Apple gets really upset about this because of what's going to happen next, because we have to it that even though Apple's attacks can make some devastating damage on you, there's one thing: it can only attack you if you can hear them. If you can hear them, you can't avoid them. Keep an eye out for any surprise attacks. They go like, "What?" Because they're covering their ears, And we have to it that we have to it that that one of them asked Killer "Hey, did you know Killer ate a bad smile or something?" And it turned him into a pleasure. Even Kid remembers how Orochi tells Kid, "Eat this and you'll have a chance to save your captain." How's that sound? And we see to it that Kid gets upset, said, "Do you think this is funny?" And Luffy's like, "Hey, stop causing a scene, you idiot." And we have to it that the Flying Six ends up having a little small talk with each other. They end up talking about "Hey, you think we should go after these guys or something?" And they go like, "Nah, leave it to the rat catchers or something." No, actually, these ain't the Flying Six. These guys are just different groups of people, I guess. But they just go like, "Just leave it to the rat catchers. I want all of you searching for information on Yamato, okay? Getting him will be a bigger win. Don't let Sasuke beat you to it." And we have to it. One of them actually says "What did Queen say again? He wanted to wipe somebody out." Well, that makes the two of us, And we see to it that Big Mom seems to getting ready to go out there, and she's waiting for a ship to arrive. But we see to it that we see another scene where Kinemon, along with the Eastern Army, are have yet to actually reach the foes, and they're modifying their strategy of what to do. Of course, we see Chopper and the others driving the Brachio tank, along with Kinemon and his army. Of course, rather than sending the full force to the rear entrance halfway up the mountain, they'll split into two groups, Half will breach the keep from the Dome of the Skull, where they pose as the enemy, and and await the moment of battle. If they are successful, they will have Kaido and Orochi in a pincer movement, you know? So Kinemon and his army is going to split into two to try to like him do a pincer attack, you know? Although there's a miscalculation has arisen. In addition, listed on their outdated maps, the watering hole full of blooming wisteria spanned by a long bridge, you know, a bridge clear of a view of Brothel. Although Sanji seems excited to go there because there has to be like something over there, you know, and it stands the domain of Black Maria, one of the Flying Six. Sanji decides to go over there and decides to take a look at it, at themselves. But we have to it that like Shinobu tells Kinemon, we're gonna form a team to search for Momonosuke, you know, and of course Kinemon remembers what Momonosuke said, that he'll find a way to escape on his own, you know. But Nami says, you're worried about him, right? Let us handle it. And we see to it that Carrot tells Kinemon, you should just focus on the battle, okay? We'll take care of it somehow. And we see Sanji coming out of the Brothel. He's really upset. He wasn't able to meet any of those like nicely women, you know. And even Kinemon's like, a Brothel with no woman should surely have no men or something, you know. The Brothel received word of the chaos Luffy was causing was nearly empty, all because of what's going on, you know. And we see to it that many split into groups and if you see any silhouettes, and we see to it that Big Mom says, hey, what's all the racket, and ends up seeing Chopper in the Brachio tank, and Chopper can only put up the face of saying, man, we're all so dead. But we see to it that that back at the outer waterfall of Wano, we see to it that our Paros Peril candy user ends up going on the waterfall thanks to his Devil Fruit ability, I guess, whatsoever, or just going up the waterfall. But we see to it that everyone's like, hey, what about the alliance with the Beast Pirates? And it looks like to me the news actually reached them, you know? And of course everyone's kind of questioning what's going on. Smoothie says, hey, it's what Mama decided, let's put it at that. And we see to it that I forgot the guy's name. All I know is he could summon a genie or something, you know? Or Daifuku or something. We see to it, he goes like, hey, let's not forget don't forget what we came here to do. You got it? Yeah. And Mons Pete says, yeah, Straw Hat spat in Mama's space and ruined our freaking reputation or something. And they go like, we need to put Straw Hat's head on a pike for the world to see. And freaking like, what's that girl's name? I don't know. All I know is she wants to be the freaking sister of the entire one. Goes like, oh, I want to get Kaido-san to like me, you know, that kind of thing. And they go, you know what? We take Straw Hat's head and we'll talk about alliances later. Prepare for battle. Don't let them catch us off guard. And Perils Power remembers this is where like King flung us into the ocean. But we have to it that unfortunately we see to it someone's flying towards them, and Perils Peril think it's King, but it's not King at all. It's freaking Marco the Phoenix. I'm like, what? After all this time, I thought he would not go into Wano, but I guess like something made him change his mind. Like he says, Ada, I heard of talk of an alliance with the Big Mom Pirates. Looks like it was true. And Marco's like, you know what? Time for you guys to drop out of here. And he uses Phoenix Mark and drops everyone down to the ocean again. And he says, the next time you make it up here, the age of ours might look a little different, you know? And we see to it that Nekomamushi is right behind Marco's going up the waterfall. And he goes like, what was that? A huge ship just went flying by. And of course, like one of the guys who knows is, I know who he is. I just forgot his name now. I don't even remember him because it's been a long time. You know, he goes like, well, look up. It's Marco's doing. First time he's gone at it since the war, I think. And I think whatever war he mentioned, I think it was the war with the Blackbeard Pirates, if anything, you know. But whatever the case may be, nice to see freaking Marco, man. I thought that guy like just left, but I guess after hearing the alliance about like Kaido and Big Mom, you know, I'm like, oh, looks like that changed his mind, huh? Talk about a way to say, well, I'm gonna come back and help you guys out now, you know? So overall in this chapter, we see Luffy, Roronoa, and Kid are pretty much on their way, are pretty much running away, and we get to know about Appo's weakness when it comes to his Devil Fruit ability. Unless you hear it, if you hear one of Appo's attacks, if anything, you're going to take damage. Unless you don't hear it, it won't do towards you. So, that's one way how to do it, but yeah, not to mention like why Kid was a pleasure in the first place. He took a bad smile just so like he could try to save his captain, you know, which is like very honorable. Killer is a very loyal guy, and finding loyal friends or first mates like that is really hard to come by nowadays in the dating world. But aside from that, you know, Chopper gets a nasty meet with Big Mom when she goes like, hey, what's the big deal here, you know? I'm like, crikey, man, they're so in trouble. And, you know, that kind of thing. And then there's some kind of numbers guy called Hacha, which I don't really care much about him right now for the time being. Like I said, like, because of, you know, what's going on, the chapters, you know, are just like, eh. Well, on a schedule of having a break and then come back, you know, but hopefully that might change. I mean, we don't know. Anyways, looking forward to the next chapter, you know, and I'm pretty excited. I mean, we haven't gotten to the crazy parts yet, but I really hope we do so very soon. I mean, like, to think Marco just comes back, you know, oh my gosh, man, this is gonna be exciting. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, right? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!